Hot thoughts, we all hot, man. Y'all already know what's going on. It's Pico checking back in with y'all. I gotta keep the legendary flow of guests coming through the door, man. So without further ado, let them know who we got here with us today.
What's up, world? It's your boy Meechie. You call me Bloa, Big Guapo, whatever you want to call it. Straight lace, um, yeah, Houston's finest, whatever you want to call it. You feel
Yeah.
me?
So let's talk about your background a little bit. What part of the city are you from? What was it like growing up?
I'm originally from the north side, but I migrated, to Sea King, east side. Then I ended up in South Park. So I'm pretty much, as far as the city, I'm the city. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
you done
saying? I
been
went
out
to
through.
school with everybody that became somebody. DJ Screw, Fat Pat, K Reno's, of course, the street people,
For sure.
the Lil Muds, the Condres, you know what I'm saying? Just all of them, you know what I'm saying? Rick, I went to school with everybody, so it's like I went to school everywhere, which gave me a pass for all sides of town.
Yeah. So living on all different sides of the town and then going to school with like all these different walks of life, talents, and different minds. Like early on, what was some stuff that you were into?
Well, I started off, singing, rapping, then, of course, played sports for a little while, but then when I got to South Park, I kind of fell into the streets,
Yeah.
and that changed my trajectory, in my life. So that's where that came from.
So falling into the streets, was there a particular event in life that happened that made you lean over that way, or what led you over to that?
Um, I don't really want to say there was a particular situation, other than I was one of those people that didn't want to conform to what the world had to offer.
Okay.
So that's one of them situations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So uh, that introduction into, I guess you could say, the street life. How early was that? How old were you?
I was 14 years old.
Yeah.
The introduction was by family members using me as a mule. Hiding behind a summer break, a spring break vacation of Wama, Texas. You know what I'm saying? But that was my first introduction. At the time I was naive to it. And then when I came back across it, I knew what was going on then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And what were some of them steps you took once you start to understand the game? Just to change from being the mule to.
Well, what ended up happening was I had a friend of mine, and his name was Jonathan Riley, and we used to skip school together at Sterling and play football and basketball and stuff after school.
Yeah.
And it was when them little fanny packs was around. And one day I was holding this fanny pack, and he forgot it. And the whole time I'm holding fanny pack, I hear some stuff jumping around in a pill bottle. And I held it for about 2-3 days, you know what I'm saying? And after that third day, I opened it up and I seen some little rocks. Of course, but back to what I'll tell you with the family member introducing me to it, I put two and two together, and I had some step uncles that was addicted to the drug. And I called one of them over there and showed it to him. And he was like, asked me where I got it from. And then he was like, boy, you can make a bunch of money off of this. Come on. So he took me to Third Ward. And we sold the drugs. And after that, it was like, damn, that was easy. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what pushed me over into it. You know what I'm saying?
And then from that point, you feel like, what, you kind of just like, oh, I gotta, oh, shit, I had this, now I gotta, what they would say, what, re-up, and I gotta get.
Well, the thing is, once I did that, I did start hustling. You know what I'm saying? Then my stepmama put me out the house. I stayed on Burma off of Martin Luther King, and she put me out the house, and I moved around the corner with a friend of mine named Lil Mud, him and his mom. And that's all Mud did. He supported his household by hustling.
Yeah.
So, of course, that became a full-time situation. Ended up dropping out of school off of Doolittle. Caught my first case on Doolittle. I was like 17 years old. So then my mom made me move back to the north side. So when I moved back with my mama, she was, I was the only kid in school, but it was still kind of rough. And then I had kind of been exposed to the streets.
Yeah.
So then after that, I ended up falling back in the streets. But when I fell back in the streets, it was on another level. You know what I'm saying?
So let's talk like that mental aspect. First, how did you catch that first case? Like, how did that happen? You said 17, and then what did that do for your mental?
Man, when I was, of course, that's your first, my first case, it was a culture shock. you know, because I never been to jail. I'm 17. I just turned 17 years, maybe 3-4 days before this happened.
Yeah.
And I went in, and it was like I said, it was a mental shock, you know. And they didn't give me a bond, so I stayed in jail like 6 months before I got probation. You know what I'm saying? So it set me back and it grew me up. As far as that in that age bracket, it grew me up. You know what I'm saying? Because you had to. Because back then, when I went to jail back then, that was 10B3. That was the gladiator floors up in the 1301. Jefferson. So back then, you go to jail, you got to rock. You feel me? Ain't none of that new stuff they got going on now. Back then, it was rocking. You know what I'm saying? You go in there with your Jordans. If you ain't got no hands, you're leaving out of there barefooted. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's one of them situations. It was mental.
Yeah, so let's talk when you get in there, because like doing a lot of interviews, I hear people say shit when you go to jail, they really just give you more time to either one, get your mind right, or think about other ways to do what you was already doing.
Yeah, you can say that. I look at that as, I don't know if you're familiar with supreme mathematics, the number 8. You know what I'm saying? The number 8 is either build or destroy. And if you really take that ideology and take it into the prison system, that's what the prison system is. Because even with you turning the number 8 to the side, which means infinity, it's just meaning it's an evolution cycle. You feel what I'm saying? So when you go into that, you really go to the prison system, and a lot of people that's going back and forth to the prison, you can take that 8 and correlate that to that same situation. You feel what I'm saying? It's a revolving door. So you can also take that and place it in the supreme mathematics, meaning you're going to either build yourself or you're going to continue to destroy yourself,
Okay, and so you said you went to school with like some of the likes like DJ Screw.
Yeah.
So when that movement hit the city, where were you?
I was in jail because I ended up getting out on probation when I caught the case, and then I fell in the streets. But when I fell back in the streets, I fell back in the streets on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And when I violated my probation and caught another case, and I had ended up going to jail. So it's like I missed that whole era. You know what I'm saying?
So if you can, the people in comments, they're going to want to know, like, so when you say a whole nother level, like, in what aspect?
When I fell back in the game this time, I met a Mexican dude, you know what I'm saying? And he had owned some beeper companies.
Yeah.
And some gun stores. So when I fell back in the game, I ain't number 19 years old, but I'm fell in the game. I was getting keys in high school. Anybody that know Meechie, they know I started that all-white everything. In 2000, Str8 is my record company, you know what I'm saying? You can go look at all that, the K. Rugers, the Def Jam, the Sevilles, you know what I'm saying? So when I fell back in the game, I was getting keys in high school. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, I've been doing this for, I ain't glamorizing it, but I've been doing it forever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people can check my history,
For sure.
So that's why I fell back. I fell back on a whole nother level of the game, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I did definitely see and I heard about, like, the all white, everything, Lambo, G.
Yeah, I started all that. Yeah.
Was that just, what did the white symbol, was it just, what was...
Actuality, how I first started off, I used to, I always get my cars washed, and white seemed to hold a cleaner color than anything else, because you get the black get dusty. That's what it started off as, but as I progressed into it, it just became a stigma for me, and you can, when people ask me what's my favorite colors, I have to say white and red, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I hear, like, of course the streets is some of the most treacherous, one of the most treacherous places you could be in. What's some acts of, early acts of betrayal that you might have faced?
Oh, man, it was many, but just in particular, one is some friends that we grew up with. And when I got to a certain level of the game, my brother was also in the game. Dudes sent some dudes into my mama's house, tried to kill my brother, shot my brother 5 times and tried to kill my mama. You feel me? My mama wouldn't have ran and hid in the garage behind a car. They shot up the door like 9 times. You know what I'm saying? In C. King. So that's just one of them. You know what I'm saying? It's many.
And these were people that you were cool?
Grew up with.
Was it because you just had more motion?
Oh, it was a tricky situation because I have a dude that was kind of like a cousin of me, and he was a, if I was excuse my French, he was a fuck up. You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like every time I would try to help him, he would always do some shit to to mess
Fuck
over
it
me.
up, yeah.
So he was a jacker. You know what I'm saying? He was running with these particular little cats on the north side, and one day he had came to me and he was like, "Yeah, man, these niggas, so and so said that, man, won't we go hit Meechie and Duna, da da da." And he was like, "Man, I told him, oh, nigga, that my cousin, nigga, you ain't finna do this, you ain't finna do that." So he put me on a note of that.
Yeah.
So when the incident happened, I already had an understanding of what it was. So when I called the two dudes, the dude had a twin brother. His brother get on the phone acting like him. So when I caught his voice, I checked him about it and say, "Nigga, y'all know what time it is." And the incident went down that I cleaned the shit up that night. By 12 o'clock at night, business was handled. You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But it goes back to as things progress, come to find out it was always a snake behind the whole situation.
Yeah.
Come to find out the nigga that I'm telling you about, like a cousin of me, he went with the nigga to go jack some Mexicans, and they jacked the Mexicans, and he lead the nigga there with the Mexicans. So it was really like a revenge situation coming hit us.
Yeah.
But the bad part was they didn't know who. They didn't know the nigga you fucking with a bad motherfucker that you thought you was fucking with.
Right,
So
yeah.
then the next day they come calling telling me about what happened, and I'm telling nigga we knew anything, nigga. We all be in jail right now.
Yeah.
And I left it at that. You feel me? And that was part of the legacy. But I used to be just a D-boy. But that particular incident is what set me off, and I became an all-terrain nigga. You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That means I'm a Jeep now. I'm
Sure.
going through the high waters, I'm going through the forest, I'm going through the mud, I'm going through the trenches, and that just opened me up, to let a motherfucker know, you play with me, I'm gonna take you to the highest extent of the mountain and drop you.
Yeah.
You
okay.
feel me? Yeah.
So let's talk like at your highest point. How would you say you managed like the money, the relationships, life? Just
I don't, I say to humble heart, I really can't explain when was my highest point because I wasn't born rich. I ain't never been poor. And anybody will tell you about me. My poorest time is when I was in prison.
yeah.
But I'm a problem solver. You know what I'm saying? So I'm the type of person I just got to see the chessboard. So it's really I can't say when was my highest point. You know what I'm saying? The last situation that just happened in 2019, I don't know if you read up on it, called Operation Wrecking Ball. That was a situation that just happened where it was like 47 Mexicans and Colombians and 9 niggas. You feel me? And they had me in leadership role trying to wonder how I got so high up in a cartel, which I just call it a friendship. You can go look it up, Operation Wrecking Ball. One of my co-defendants is the one that they picked up, a Dominican from down there, had Big Papi shot in the Dominican.
Yeah. Okay.
Go look it up.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, go look it up. Go
Yeah.
look it up. My name Demetrius Peterson, number 46. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go look it up. And I had 6 counts, and all of them was 10 to life. You feel me? But it's death before dishonor before me.
Yeah.
You feel me? I got cousins that one got life in 50 years and one got life. You feel me? And they that's how I found out they out of New Orleans. That's how I found out I was under investigation.
Yeah.
So in that situation, it was like I say, 9 niggas. They had me in leadership role. It was me, 1 Mexican, and all the rest Dominicans. You feel what I'm saying?
And was it so? When do you think that they started building the case? Was it somebody from inside that told? Of course,
they've been chasing me since 2000. The same people, Louisiana, Texas, and Virginia picked up later. So they've been chasing me since 2000. So it was a situation when they ran down on me. It was we finally got them. You know what I'm saying? And it became a game with them to see who was gonna make me turn. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that I always used to tell my artists and my record company, Str8, when they would do dumb shit, I would tell them, hey man, you can't do that shit around me. My life, nigga, your life is state, my life is fed. You feel me? Because just like when I got out of Alabama prison, I got jammed up in 2008 in Alabama on a humbug. And when I went in, the agent seen my name pop up. And he got a hard on for me. So they hit me with a $1.5 million bond. And I stayed locked up for like 4 years in Jefferson County in Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah.
I mean, for 4 months. And a black judge came and a woman came and took, I still ran Shantae on, she won the judgeship over the Republican white dude that hit me with the bond. And she reduced my bond to $150,000, but I had to stay in Birmingham. So I had a monitor on my leg. and I had a curfew. So they only let me out because they was like, if the feds going to grand jury on him, we just gonna let him out till the feds come get him. Because the agent told them Virginia gonna give him more time than we can ever give him. You feel what I'm saying? So I stayed in jail for 4 months, finally got out on bond. But when I went down, the feds no-billed me because certain people on the case got found out doing some more, fuck shit. And when they no-billed me, I ended up going to the state, but the case had got so weak till they only gave me 2 years. So when I got out in 2012, the people immediately jumped back on my road. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, just like they probably on my road right now. They just waiting for me to, put my foot in that water. Whether it's my toe or whether it's my knee. You feel what I'm saying? So, I don't want to say I'm like a bad bitch. I'm a hot commodity with them people. You feel me? Even like right now, it's a lot of upset people. But of course, they own my road. Yeah. My nephew is Cartel Bo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he just told me the other day, him and Fred Omi went to, did a show in Atlanta. This was just 2-3 days, well, not through, about a week ago. And he said, then I forgot to tell you something. I say, what? He said, man, on the way back, we get pulled over in Louisiana. He say the state trooper walk up to him, asked him if he got weed in the car. He like, if you got something to smoke, that's cool. But if you got more than that, you know what time it is. So he say, the police stepped back, ran his ID. He said once he ran his ID, he come back and told them, can we search? So nephew like, yeah, you can search. They step out the car, so all the rest of the police come up. He said one police walk up to him and say, man, you know Big Meech? And he was like, huh? He said, you know Big Meech? He like, I don't, who, Big Meech who? Who you talking about? The BMA? He like, nah, we talking about Bloa, the one from Houston. And my nephew was like, why you asking about him? He's like, well, I'm just saying, you know Big Meech? And he was like, he told me that. He called Fred on me on the phone and say, Fred. He like, Fred, who them people asked about? He said, man, they asked about This just happened. I ain't been home but 3 months. I ain't stepped foot in Louisiana. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's one of them situations. I feel like I'm the big fish that got away.
Yeah.
So
when did that name come into play as far as the Big Meech?
Well, I ain't Big Meech. I'm Lil Meech.
Yeah,
Big Meech is Big Meech.
Yeah.
We two different people. You feel me? I've been here way before him. He only had a 2-year run. I've been doing this shit since high school. That's the thing with people getting mixed up. You know what I'm saying? Me and them, we ended up meeting from Boomtown. You know what I'm saying? The producer. Not Boomtown down here, the real Benny Boom. You feel me?
Oh,
New York.
Yeah.
And that's when we finally really met. But a lot of it was a mix-up. The strippers, when I would go to Atlanta or something, they'll be like, so-and-so, so-and-so. I'm like, nah, man, y'all look like, which after I seen it, we did kind of favor because I did the braids and all that stuff. And then when the feds ran down me right over here on off of 288 in Calhoun, in them high-rise, in them townhomes, they took $500,000 from me in 2005. And when they came in now, they run down on me. I'm going to play the game. You got the wrong one. You got the wrong Meechie. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So when he took me down to the federal building on San Felipe, he walked in and said, no, we got both of y'all. You feel what I'm saying? Just like that. So, just saying that to say, I've been here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I've been doing this. He just, like I say, he just surfaced. You feel what I'm saying? He surfaced 2 years. If you really think about it, you hear his history on that BML shit, like I can watch it, but it's a difference between a nigga that don't know that life and a nigga that know that life. That's why I can't watch BMF. I can't watch, what was the other 50 Cent made?
Power.
I can't watch that shit.
Yeah.
Because I live that level of the life. You see what I'm saying? Jeez. You can show that level of life to motherfuckers that don't know. But anybody that knows me, which a lot of people know me, they gonna tell you that nigga been doing that since, you feel what I'm saying? So it's like I can't sit there and watch the fiction.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
So, what were some ways that, I feel like everyone had their own way where they would pop their shit, basically. Mm-hmm. I know you said you had the white card, but like whether was it in the clubs, were you fucking around in the clubs?
I used to do the dumb shit. I used to pull up at the club with 20 cars. And my orders, them all my cars. Anybody tell you, all them my cars. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All the Ferraris, the Lamborghinis, the Benzes, the Hummers, the Suburbans, all them my cars. But I had, at one point in time, I had like 20-some artists. You familiar with Seville?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's my group. I'm the one brought Seville out. I'm the one brought Tank Law out. I'm the one
Yeah.
King Hendrix. That's my
Okay.
artist. Kilo Santana. That's my
Yeah.
artist. All those are my artists. Do you even know if you heard about K. Ruger, the one Def Jam signed? He committed
Yeah.
suicide. That's my artist.
Damn.
I own Str8. I'm Str8 Recording. I'm Str8
So
Entertainment.
when did Str8 come into play? When did that?
When I got out of jail in 1997, I started Str8 in 1998.
Ah,
You
okay.
feel me? I started off rapping.
Yeah.
Which that was my first love. But then I had got to the point to where I was so tied to the streets till I end up investing behind other people. You feel what I'm saying? But all those people are my artists. You know what I'm saying? I put that money behind all them people.
So what's that first artist, aside from yourself, that you wanted to take a chance on?
That was under my label.
Uh-huh.
It was actually Seville.
Ah, okay.
And we did go get a deal. We went and got a deal with Sylvia Rome and Hawk Islam. I don't know if you're familiar with Hawk Islam.
Yeah.
He had Prophet Jones. He responsible for Jodeci. He's responsible for what's the other little bright girl name that runs around? She's old now, but she used to be around Jodeci. The bright girl. She real cute. But you know who I'm talking about. She was real big at the time.
Yeah.
But Hawk Islam we had got a deal with Sylvia Rome. And Hawk was on Motown. He was the VP of Motown at that time with Prophet Jones. And he had a clause in his thing that if they albums didn't sell properly, that he can get them off the contract. So the contract he was bringing us and McKelly Jameson used to be up under Bad Boy. He was gonna bring Seville and Prophet Jones to Sylvia Rome. And they end up hitting him. He ended up going to jail for embezzlement and all type. Motown them hit his ass with all type of charges. So that killed that deal. Then I had a group called Desire 4 girls, and I had got a deal with Teddy Riley. And that's how I ended up getting a deal with Def Jam with Jay-Z with my artist K. Ruger, because I met Teddy Riley's cousin Tone, and Teddy Riley was on some bullshit. Going behind my back, calling my artists, trying to tell them, he can do this, he can do that. And Tone, his cousin, called me and said, hey, big bro, I'm a real nigga, man, I think you need to watch this nigga Teddy trying to do some snake shit. So I went and I called the whole deal off. You feel me? So that's how I ended up getting a deal with Def Jam. But then after that happened, those were some of the earlier deals, you know what I'm saying? And then the deals after that came about when with K. Ruger, with Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying?
That's major.
Yeah, and then, K. Ruger committed suicide. Yeah. So after that, I went back to rapping, and I ended up signing to Death Row. But at that time, it was me, Crooked Eye, Eastwood, Danny Boy. It was kind of, I signed right after Left Eye got killed. Because you remember she signed to Death Row as Nina Simone.
For sure.
I signed right after she got killed. You feel me? So I went on I was signed to Death Row for like 2 years.
Man.
Yeah.
Nah, that's crazy. So during the time you locked up and, you having so much motion with the music, the label, and then everything else, did you stay connected with the outside world, or did you just fully detach because, it's shit going on, but you can't be, physically there?
Going through what I went through, speaking on this last time, right?
Yeah.
Going through what I went through this last time, only thing I could focus on was God.
Yeah.
They had me locked up 4 years before they sentenced me. I had 6 counts. All of them was 10 to life.
Yeah.
So if I open my mouth and tell a person, nigga, I stood under 6 life sentences and came out with my name and reputation still intact. The nigga got to understand that, nigga, I stood under that.
Yeah.
So nigga running around here with all that snitching, you can't tell me shit. You can't tell me what can't be done. Yeah, I used to, I will say this, I used to condone it. I mean, not condone it, but condemn it. But now I don't condone it, but I tend to watch how I condemn it. Because it falls on the integrity of the man.
Yeah.
You feel me? If you can wake up every day and look in that mirror at yourself after you did that, then I applaud you.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I look at that like a nigga, I'm pulling up in a valet, nigga, in a Porsche with a Porsche chassis on a Volkswagen frame. You feel me?
Yeah.
You pulling up clean and a motherfucker, but you hand a nigga a Volkswagen key, and that nigga looking at you like, when you come back ask for your car, that nigga looking for a Volkswagen.
Yeah.
You feel me? So, that's the way I correlate that to. I couldn't do it.
Nah,
I couldn't drink from that cup. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because even if I would have came out, I'd have still been dead.
Right.
You
Yeah.
feel what I'm saying?
So let's talk that Operation Wrecking Ball. Walk me down through there,
Yeah.
like the day that they close in on you and arrest you. How does that go?
Oh, that was March 2019, and I had just got in the house probably about 3:45, something like that, and I had just got in the bed. All of a sudden, I heard the doors blow off the handle. You feel what I'm saying? And my wife jumped up hollering and screaming, "My kids, my kids!" So I jump up. Of course, I grabbed
Yeah.
the banger. I'm thinking it's some jacking shit. But as I was moving towards the door, my wife had already ran towards the door. I look out through the bathroom, I see the blue and red lights. So when I walk out in there with my wife and them, I just told them, oh, they here for me. It's just my mindset.
Yeah.
And they started screaming, come out the house, come out the house. So my wife and my 14-year-old walked out. And my 17-year-old, she's one of the scariest one in my my family, right? But I noticed with nobody but God, because if she would have left out, the people probably would have killed me, because that's how bad they wanted me.
Yeah.
And she walked out and she looked down at the stairs and the people screaming for her to come out. My daughter turned around and walked back in her room. So when she walked back in the room, they started screaming her name, telling her to come out. I went back in the room. So I was able to clean certain things up, put on my clothes, put on my shoes, and I walked back out. They started screaming for my daughter. She still ain't came out the house.
Yeah.
I went back in the room, changed my socks, changed my, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So finally I come out and I walk out and I say, Aaliyah, come your ass on down here so these people can do what the fuck they gotta do.
Yeah.
And so she came on down. They put me in the back of the car. They went through the house, I guess cleared the house. Then they came and got me and set me at the table with me and my wife and my 2 kids. And the police gonna walk up to me and tell me, yeah, Meechie, we finally got your ass. He was like, your guard can't get you up out of this. And I was like, I just looked at him. And then he was like, he said something. And I said, now God got me. Okay, well, like I said, your God can't get you out of this. And my wife had said something about me. I told her, just, man, shut the fuck up. Let me talk to these people. And I was like, you know what? Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Take his ass out of here. We don't need him. His ass gone anyway. So when I got ready to get up, he told my wife, yeah, matter of fact, you can come hug your husband. Y'all come hug your daddy, because it's going to be a long time before y'all hug him like this again. Matter of fact, his probation officer ain't even been born yet.
Damn.
You feel what I'm saying? But that's why I'm telling you, it was a tunt game.
Yeah.
Because the tunt didn't stop there. When they got me down to the federal building, I'm sitting up there handcuffed with my head down. Another officer walk up, oh, Mr. Meechie, we finally got your ass. But I got to admit, you something serious on this surveillance. We had to go to all types of new heights and technology to keep up with you. And then when when they got ready to take me to Joe Corley, I was shackled walking. I hear another Meechie. And I happened to look, he say, nice house. So it was a tunt game. Then they sent 100 officers to my house. Then they sent another 80 officers to my office. That was my office in my studio behind a turkey leg hut.
Oh.
The one that burned down.
Yeah.
I sold that to Lynn.
Oh.
That
okay.
building the front
exactly
house was my
about.
office. The back house was my studio.
Yeah.
And they drove a tank through the front of the house, and they got on top of the turkey leg hut and blew all the windows out the thing. They sent 80 officers over there, and they told my artist Kilo, yeah, your dad ain't here, so anything we find in his house is on you. And one officer walked up and said, yeah, matter of fact, if his ass was here, I'd have probably killed this motherfucking ass. Yeah, deep shit.
Deep, yeah.
Deep
So
shit.
speaking of Lynn, if you can, feel like he had a crazy year. What do you think about that certain situation?
Karma. It's karma. You feel me? You can only get away with certain shit for so long. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know if people know dude history. He got fucked up paperwork.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he got fucked up paperwork. So with him having fucked up paperwork, shit, now your feet up against the fire. They don't want to talk to you now.
Yeah.
I feel like, it's a season for everything. And every season is for the next winner.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But when that next season come, that winner gonna be that loser.
Yeah.
So it's all depending on what seeds you sow to what party you gonna win. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're gonna either win the bad end of the stick or the good end of the stick. And the bad gonna win for a little while, but it's gonna come to that streak gonna come to an end.
Right.
So, you know, he not the only one that I look at, because right now, that's who run the city. We where the rats reign right now. You know, the rats reign the city.
In Houston?
Yeah, that's who reign the city.
I done seen a couple of posts where,
Listen,
like,
I ain't calling no names, but the rats reign the city. That's who got the money. All these niggas with these clubs, you know, y'all young, so y'all don't really know what's, you know, and y'all got a different understanding. I told somebody was talking about the code of the streets. I told him people stopped representing the code of the streets when they realized that shit was not the 10 Commandments. There ain't no stone plate with that in it.
yeah,
You feel what I'm saying? So when they realized that, they stopped following that. So now in y'all age, the niggas my age, they didn't either fell to the prey, you understand what I'm saying, and became eating the cheese, or they're not there to teach a man about, it's not about the code of the streets, it's about morals and integrities.
yeah, being able
They
to.
not here to teach that to y'all younger people. You
Yeah.
feel what I'm saying? And that's where the lacking come in at.
Think the internet caused part of that too? Because it's introduced so much gray area to like, oh, well, he didn't all the way do this. He kind of did it like this. And
Nah, I ain't gonna say that introduced. I think man, you know what? I will just say just the signs of the time. And I can't say the internet boosted nothing.
yeah,
You know, because everything has a gray line. You feel what I'm saying? So I really can't say that the internet played a part in that. I just go back to, it's all about, like I told you about, I used to condemn it, but now I still don't condone it, but I watch how I condemn it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you got to watch who you deal with. You know what I'm saying? You got to read the character of the people you fucking with. If you finna jump in that motherfucking fire with that person, you better know who you jumping in that fire with.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? You better understand that. And understand that before somebody do something major to you, they gonna do something small to you. Anybody that done wrong you in a major way, if you sit down and analyze that, they done did things to you small, and you know what you done did? Don't do that no more. I'm gonna give you one more chance. I'm gonna give you one more chance. And then when that ultimate chance come, you gonna look back and say, nah, I should have killed that nigga. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, that is what it is.
yeah. No.
Yeah.
So now being back home, let's talk like where's Str8 at right now? Where are you at as, you know, just a boss, just as a man? You know, what do you have going on?
I'm writing a book, of course, called Black Migo, The Rise of the Phoenix. I think I'm moving into tech. Of course, I don't want to say, I want to say guidance. I don't want to say motivation speaking, but leadership movement. Of course, rebuilding with the Str8 from a different standpoint, you know, to a management side.
Yeah.
Because I no longer want to play the record company side. You know what I'm saying? I invested millions into that I don't want to play that part because I tend not to want to be intimately tied into an artist.
Yeah.
I just want to, you know, I'm going to show you how to do something, but when you get disgruntled, I'm going to get disgruntled with you, and we could cut our ties, and I ain't losing nothing. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm building on that. Of course, going into, once I finish the book, the screening of the movies, you know, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just moving in a different direction.
What's some skills that you could say you learned in the streets that transfer good business-wise into, you know?
The hustle.
Yeah.
The hustle. A hustle is a hustle. It's just what you hustling. You see what I'm saying? You can't beat that. You know, and the thing I try to tell a person too about an intelligent man and a smart man. And the way I explain that is, you got a college educated dude that can step into the corporate world and become CEOs of Fortune 500 companies. But if you take that same man and drop him in a jungle, he's gonna be a crackhead. But you could take that same street nigga that been in the streets all his life and he rise to the top of the game in the street and become a whatever y'all want to call him.
Yeah.
You feel me? But you drop him in the corporate world, he becomes a bomb.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Now, an intelligent man has the likings of both. You feel me? But has the ability to pick from both sides, but rely on his common sense. You see what I'm saying? And that's what God gives us. You know, one of our ultimate goals was he gave us common sense. If you pay attention, how do a man in the corporate world become intelligent? He go to school. He go through books. You see what I'm saying? So he gained his knowledge from the books.
Right.
A street nigga that can go to the top of the game, how did he gain his knowledge? From the bumps and bruises in the streets, the hard knock life, right? The school of hard knocks, right? So he learned his knowledge from the school of hard knocks. So God gave us common sense.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you catch me what I'm saying?
For sure.
He didn't give us street sense. He didn't give us book sense. He gave us common sense.
Yeah.
But people think common sense is cheaper than book sense and street. But no, common sense is more important than anything, because you know why? If you don't rely on your common sense, you're gonna be one of these what they call these people, these what they call them thing, these people be believing in conspiracy theories.
Oh yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Because you're not relying on your common sense.
Yeah.
When you have that common sense at part, that means your elevated spirit, you have the ability to listen to this Fox News, CNN, and then you're going to come in the middle and say, man, that shit don't sound right.
Yeah, something
You
wrong.
feel me? And while you got a motherfucker running behind MAGA, or you got a motherfucker running behind Democrats over here, and then these motherfuckers come to realize when you already knew, I already knew that, but I was on my common sense. You was on your book sense. You was on your street sense.
Yeah.
So you got left behind. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I say that's a smart man is the book sense man and the street sense nigga.
Yeah.
An intelligent man is the common sense nigga. You feel what I'm saying?
sure.
That's why I say it's the difference between a smart man and an intelligent man.
Yeah. So having so many times, or the few times where you had been locked up, coming back out and seeing like advancements in the technology and all that kind of shit, how did you reacclimate? You know what I'm saying, to what's going on?
I had a phone the whole time I've been in prison.
Oh,
You feel me? So and then I always played on the artificial intelligence, you know, just something new.
Yeah.
Passing time, sitting on that bunk late at night, just passing time, waking. You ain't got nothing to do but sit on that bed and play that phone, you know, at certain times. So I really, this time coming out, I'm not behind time. I'm just catching in. I'm not trying to catch up. Because when you come out of prison, if you try to catch up, you're going to fall. You got to catch in, you know what I'm saying, and be patient.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where that's at. So I never was really behind. Now, the only thing that I will say is the world is different. And I thought I changed, but I come to realize, I thought the world changed, but I come to realize, no, I've changed.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because I've been unplugged from the matrix. See, everybody out here in the world is drinking from that same water. I was drinking from a different fountain.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
For sure.
So now me coming out here under a sense of clarity, when I'm coming to a world of everybody's in a group think. You see what I'm saying? Everybody's in a group think out here. So when I say everybody in a group think, they drinking from that pond, and I'm looking at them, or they looking at me and say, that nigga crazy.
And you looking at them saying
Like,
the
nigga,
same
you
shit.
crazy.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I said I have changed. Because the world is really still the same.
Yeah.
I ain't numbered a couple more buildings. I seen all this that's here now. I seen it coming. You see what I'm saying? Because I pay attention to the coming waves. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell people, like when I got in trouble in 08, when I went to jail, you had a few pimps. You feel what I'm saying? Okay, when I'd already seen the wave coming. When I came home in 2012, the city was ran by pimps. Everybody was pimps. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then I had told somebody, well, shit, after the pimps, everybody gonna wanna be Africans. You know what the Africans not going for, right?
Scamming.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So what the world started basing itself on?
Scamming.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's where we
Everybody
at,
want to
for
be
sure.
the Africans.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
For sure.
Now what we being right now, we don't have nobody else to follow. Well, I ain't gonna say we, because not me. They don't have nobody else to follow. So now guess what they doing? They running wild. That's why we got these YNs or whatever they calling these niggas doing all this dumbass shit and getting on video talking about a nigga don't respect the nigga with the money and the cars and the bad bitch. No, they respect who got the most souls.
Yeah, I
You
did
feel
see
me?
that.
But let's
It's
talk
crazy.
about that. You say talk about the nigga with the most soul, nigga, but what are you getting paid for it? If you gonna do that, nigga, be a hitman. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You doing that shit, nigga, for 1,000,000 years. Then when you go down, you gonna be having your people calling people, asking motherfuckers send you $20.
They have to use
You feel what
a
I'm
quarter
saying?
pointed lawyer.
You feel me? So what you bragging about?
Yeah,
Nigga, your hat nappy, your teeth dirty, your shoes dirty,
yeah,
but you talking about what you doing like it's big shit. Oh, nigga, you doing some dumb shit. You feel me? And I don't even want to say you fucking up the money because you niggas ain't even on no money.
yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Crashing out on the
Man,
camera.
crashing out on the camera. Nigga, you niggas might as well put on some motherfucking big shoes, red nose, and a hat, nigga, and get to doing the motherfucking dance.
That's what you think about, like, you know, they got the new, like, Houston drill wave now, where they got, it's like the Houston, Chicago.
Are we talking about music or we talking about streets?
Music, but both, I guess.
Well, I'm going to tell you this here. Ain't no money in the music. Ain't no money in the music. So, I ain't even paid attention to that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I ain't paid attention to the drill because I'm still listening to the likes of, you know, the people that's been here, Sauce Walker, the Kings. I like, of course, my artist King. Sauce, that's a nephew to me. All these niggas is nephews to me. Yeah. All of them is. They'll tell you in a minute. But I'm digging my boy. I'm digging my nephew. Of course, my nephew Bo. But I'm digging Fast Lane.
Fast Lane going
I got him
crazy.
in my thing. Yeah, I'm digging Fast Lane. You feel what I'm saying?
I see you got that big show coming up too.
Yeah, so, you know, I ain't really heard about the drill. I guess I did probably run across them because I guess that's them niggas that sound stupid when they rapping, right?
That's some niggas that's holding them guns in that video.
Yeah. I guess I do know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So I have ran across a video or two where, nigga, you can't understand. What the fuck is you saying? You know what I'm saying? So I guess you're right.
Nah, so it's going into the new year, you know, what should we be on the lookout for?
Like I say, I'm of course I'm writing my book. You know, Black Migo, The Rise of the Phoenix. Of course, the rebirth of, like I say, Str8, just from a different standpoint. Like I say, I got a lot of things up my sleeve. You know what I'm saying? And it's just all about, I kind of keep a lot of things under muzzle because, you know, when you throw it out there, the devil can grab it. So I just kind of keep it under a muzzle. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks. I want to ask you one more thing. You know, being the walk of life, I know Houston, they say Houston is like one of the greatest cities, but it's a place of hate too.
Yeah.
When you start going up to the levels that you going up and going up and going up, did you experience hate from, you know?
Oh yeah. You can't stop that.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is you can't stop it. It's just how you gonna handle it.
Yeah.
You see
and how in that walk of life would a nigga hate on you? Like if they try to fuck your plays?
I try to rob you, set you up with the policeman, you know, stuff like that. But they knew not to play with me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The only thing a person would do, they gonna send the people at me before they send the people at me. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Because they know one motherfucking thing. If you send the people at me and they miss, you gonna be a hit. You feel what I'm saying? So they rather send the people at me. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So when they send the people at me, I'm out the way. You feel me? So they can get away with it. You know what I'm saying?
That's in the sense of like motherfuckers calling in like for tips, like hey,
Hell nah, ain't no tips on me. Them motherfuckers laying down a whole motherfucking storyline. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Man. I mean that would just happen. Yeah. You feel me? A whole storyline. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Storyline. I'm in court. Listening to these people describe me, I had to call a prosecutor and the agent and my lawyer. Man, can I holler at the place? Yeah. Hey, man, where y'all getting this narrative about me from? Yeah. These motherfuckers painting me, man. I'm in court. These motherfuckers painting me like I'm fucking the Black El Chapo. Yeah. They kept me in jail for 4 years. Yeah. I'm the only one that didn't get out of jail that could get out of jail except for me and people with immigration problems. Yeah. And I'm trying to ask these people, man, who the fuck you talking to? Right, yeah. You feel me? But it is what it is. You know, it was a refining moment and a defining moment. You know, it was God's timing, you know what I'm saying? And it was God's sit down, you know? So it just put me in that mindset, you know? Were you already religious, you know, prior to? Or? I've been spiritual. I'm not religious. Okay, yeah. I've been like that since a kid. Okay. You know, that's part of the reason why I guess I got myself in a bunch of trouble because I felt a sense of entitlement because God has always been there for me. You feel me? In your mind, what's the difference between, you know, being religious and spiritual? My thing is, I can give you two analogies to that. One is, my relationship with God is not round. I don't need a preacher. I don't need a congregation to communicate with God. Mine is up and down. Yeah. That's one way. And another way is the devil gave us a religion, which is a divide, and God gave us the spirit. You feel me? So the whole thing about, to me, with the spiritual and the religious thing is people get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? They get it twisted. You thinking that your religion is going to save you into heaven. That is not true. Your spirit is going to be the one. Your deeds, your empathy, your actions, your obedience. You know, that's
Yeah.
spiritual. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna get you into heaven. The religion ain't gonna get you there because you can go to Jim Jones.
Facts. Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? You can go to David Koresh.
Yeah.
You feel me? I can go on and on. Those was religions. They try to separate it from religion, say a cult, but that was a religion.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So my thing is, I was raised Catholic, and I was the boy. I was the boy who used to sit up there with the robe on, pass out the bread and the wine.
Yeah.
You know, that's the path that I started on. First communion, all type of St. Peter's Claver Church off of Norway side. And I used to be proud of my religion. I used to always go, what religion? Oh, I'm Catholic, that devil religion. And I never would understand what they were saying until I got older. And when I started doing my own research, and I came to understand what they were saying. They was basically saying that the Catholic religion is not necessarily a devil religion, but it's the religion that tried to manipulate the people through its teaching. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The meeting of Nicene, Constantine, he's the one that took the book of Enoch out the book. He's the one that took all the apocryphas out the book. You feel what I'm saying? But he did this in order to manipulate the people. You see what I'm saying? So you take that. You take the situation where we go through, they saying in the Bible, you go into slavery, how they use the Bible to manipulate the slave. Listen to your master. Listen to. Now, I will tell you this, and I tell people all the time. People say, oh, man, a man wrote that book. Understand that a man wrote that book, but God inspired that man. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all that old stuff about a man wrote, that's just an excuse. You feel what I'm saying? I don't condemn the Bible. I am a Bible packer. I am a Bible relier on. You feel what I'm saying? It's just that, again, I got common sense. You see what I'm saying? And on top of that, I am a spiritual man, which I wake up every night, 3 o'clock, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm meditating. I give that to God. You see what I'm saying? I'm praying. I talk to God. Been talking to God since a kid. Been hearing that voice since a kid. Been having visions. You see what I'm saying? So this is where I rely on. I used to be one of those people that used to get mad at somebody that didn't believe in God or something. But then I came to grips to understand my job is not to make you a believer. My job is to plant a seed. You got to water that seed.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the way I look at it with spiritual and religion, you know?
Yeah. Nah, that's deep. Nah, that's real. Man, let them know where to find you at.
Man, you can find me at motivational_Meech on Instagram, and also on Instagram, Meechie Bloa, BLOA_Phoenix, PHINIX. And you can find me on TikTok at Meechie Motivational 8 Meechie, and you can find me at Facebook at Demetrius Peterson.
Yeah. And I want to ask you, my bad, the Phoenix, is there something, is there like a special meaning behind it?
Yeah, it's well, the voice told me that was my name, King Phoenix.
Yeah.
But of course, you know, do you know the story about the Phoenix? The Phoenix is a mythical bird that burned itself up in a fire. You feel what I'm saying? And it was reborn every 5,000 years. But it was a sense of rebirth. So when you go to the Phoenix, Jesus was a Phoenix from rebirth. The sun is a Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? When you make a change in your life, you are a Phoenix. You feel what I'm saying? So the rebirth of going through a process is what caused me to be a Phoenix. You feel what I'm saying? So that is what it is. It's a rebirth. You feel what I'm saying?
Appreciate you stopping through, coming
Most definitely. Anytime,
chop it
bro.
up on the platform, man.
Most
It's a live-ass podcast. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe, man.
Yeah, most definitely.